Well, thank you. Thank you for your question. Well, this is a very important question. Last year, some investors suffered heavy losses. For us, working in the CSRC, we feel the burden is very heavy. A-shares market in China indeed experienced very abnormal fluctuations. After I took the helm, I also studied the situation in the market. I will be brief in my answer. Before July 2014, China's stock market experienced 7 years of bear market. Starting from 2014, China's stock market rallied, followed by a very rapid increase. In 2015, the Shenzhen stock index and other stock index increased by 140 or even as high as 170%. After that, we have witnessed a very sudden and abrupt decline in the stock market. We often say that the booms and busts can be very unexpected, and it can go beyond our expectations. And the bubble was indeed forming. Within 17 trading days last year, the Shanghai stock index declined by 32%. And it triggered panic in the market, and liquidity almost evaporated. At that time, I was still chairman of Agricultural Bank of China. I could feel that the entire society was gripped by panic in the market, and the decline in the stock market seemed to be exerting a huge impact on the market. It seems to be an oil tank was plunging down a very sharp slope beyond control, and it has triggered a lot of problems, and it has left behind it a trail of disaster and damage. Multiple risks have been triggered in the market, and it draws attention from the entire society and triggered panic across the country. I was also watching closely the development in the stock market, particularly the stock prices of ABC, because I need to pay returns to our shareholders. We are a large cap stock in the market, and if the stock prices decline so sharply, I will be held accountable by the CSRC. I was also worried about the quality of the assets in our bank. For a long time, I have been involved in the market operations, and I could truly understand the misery suffered by our people. That's why we have to work really decisively to address the problems. Otherwise, there will be greater panic in the market,
and may even cause systematic risk in the market. So, emergency bailout of the market is proven to be quite effective. It effectively stabilized the market, laying foundation for the restoration and for the development of the future amendments to the market. Your question still targets to the initial bailout and the timing and actually the actor for the bailout. There were a lot of controversies over these issues because this is known to all. Each person is informed and has its limitations. Their judgment is only based on the personal information that they have gained. So people were talking about should or shouldn't, and who should be doing this, and how should we do this. I believe all of these discussions are constructive suggestions to the development of China's capital market. And they are also proven to be very valuable in the future development. They might diverge, but they might converge in the future. Where will they converge? It is the fact that we have to stick to the rule of law and marketization for China's security market. This is the basic orientation for development. And also, to answer your question, the capital in its core is profit-driven, and the soul lies in competition. Competition will surely lead to the both sides of the coin, beautiful and ugliness. And it's really hard to have a trade-off. Therefore, as participator of the capital market, everyone has to have their inner peace and to face the reality. The function of the government cannot change. That is to safeguard the openness, fairness, and justice of the capital market. Without these three principles, there's no grounds to protect the interest of the retail investors. Only if we can protect the rights and interest of the common investors can we further boost the sound and consistent development of China's capital market. In the future, when there's market failure or consistent market failure, we still need to be more resolved. This is in accordance with the principle that's mentioned in the third plenary session of the 18th Congress, that is to play to the strength of the market mechanism in order to better realize the macro control goals set by the government. And also we need to deepen economic restructuring. Any capital market around the world would experience such cases. If we look back at the turmoil in the stock market, the reasons vary. I think the root cause is the immaturity of the Chinese capital market, because it has incomprehensive transaction scheme and incomprehensive market mechanism and immature market mechanism and incomplete market regulatory framework. Therefore, the CSRC must learn from the past lessons and make new measures to speed up reform and transform its function and strengthen the regulation according to law in order to promote sound development of the security market. You also asked whether the bailout and when the bailout will retreat from the market. I don't think bailout is the right word because it's not a precise description. The government and the academia seldom use this word. We use stabilization. Some measures are adopted at a particular time. Especially abnormal institutional mechanism. When the market is entering into restoration, some of the measures are already in the process of phasing out. But you mentioned the phasing out of the retreating of China's Security Financial Corporation. To tell you the truth, I haven't thought about it. For a long time, to talk about the retreat of the CSRC would be too premature.